everybody, it's Kate Richburg. Apologies for being a little late today. I had to do a little computer restart. But we're all set. We are good to go now. So sorry about that. I have a message from Miranda. And Miranda, you are saying, what are we saying?
We're shipping to Canada.
We are. So
don't know when it'll get there, but we're shipping to Canada.
Correct. So we are doing our Canada shipping. USPS is accepting Canadian orders, Canadian mail. So we are shipping. Those actually started shipping out yesterday, I think. So if you have a Canada order, you should see a shipping notification. If you have any questions or whatever, come on over and give us a shout out at info@beadshop. But you should see all of that info. We did hold them because of the strike and everything. So hopefully we are good to go. So let me know if you have any questions or anything about that. And yes, so we're back to shipping, which is great, to Canada. I also wanted to let you folks know, here is all of the info, the reach out info for us. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button wherever it is you're watching us. You can find us at beadshop.com all over the web. Hit us up at info@beadshop.com with questions. Join our Facebook group. Jump over to our Pinterest pages. And of course, you can find all kinds of inspiration over on our Instagram feed as well. All right. Today, we are going to be working again with UltraSuede. I want to get the let me get that camo up so it keeps up with me. There we go. So we're going to be playing with that. We're going to be doing this closure here. I also wanted to mention, so many of you are chatting about what's shaken over here at Bead Shop. Tomorrow is the big day, our first in a while online class. The Intro to Sewing class. Those of you who are already enrolled, and I've emailed out to everybody. So let me know if you're watching, and if you didn't get your email, you've gotten your email from me with the class syllabus handout. You should have that. There's a few links in there. So if you pull it up as an electronic PDF, you can follow the links down at the bottom. You may also want to print it out to take some notes for the class on it. You should have also gotten your link to enroll. And then once you enroll in the Zoom class, you will get email back that has the link to the Zoom. It'll take you right into the Zoom classroom. There's no waiting room. So make sure that you're ready to join when you're ready to join. I'm going to be on tomorrow at 9:30. Class starts at 10. So we'll be all ready to go for you. And what else do I want to say? I think that's it. I'm really, really excited. Miranda's going to be here tomorrow to do some moderating and kind of moderate with questions and stuff. But I am ready for you. I'll also, hopefully by tomorrow, I'll have the other classes up so you can choose from some other classes. And I did open the sewing machine class up to 5 more students. So if you want to enroll and you haven't, jump on and grab it. I'll keep an eye out for that. So I will email you your info if you enroll today. Also, I wanted to mention that if you have trouble tomorrow morning connecting or anything like that, we do have some backups. I have the direct link You just have to email me to get it. We are also going to be streaming onto live streaming it into a private YouTube session so that later, when you're ready to rewatch it, the people that have signed up for class, it'll all be ready to go for you. So if you're having trouble tomorrow streaming or whatever, let us know. You can also watch live, those of you who are enrolled on YouTube, but I prefer everybody to be in Zoom. YouTube is just for the replays because you won't be able to ask questions or interact with the group that way. Also, you will be able to ask questions and things tomorrow because Miranda will be doing all that moderation. So yeah, so I think we're ready to go. I'm super excited. Okay, a couple of things for next week. We have this fantastic the combs and headbands class. This is the one that my mom made. I had it in my hair, but I took it out. Janice and I are going to be doing this on Wednesday, so mark your calendars there. And this morning, I dropped a little mix on you. I don't know if you saw that. I think you did because I want to see who's here, Miranda.
No, I was saying surprise.
Oh, surprise. Oh, we have one. I have one left. The Autumn Alchemy mix. So if it's sitting in your cart, go and sign out or, finish checking out, you guys, because I've got one left. Uno. I also dropped some new items for you. We dropped the new briolets that are gorgeous, and the new Clio clasps in shiny gold. Those are in the just ends. Okay. And the lookbooks, Anissa, we did. The lookbooks weren't like online lessons. They're just the lookbooks. I say just the lookbooks. They're full of great info, right? So you can find our lookbooks over on beadshop.com. We did one for fall. Gosh, it's been 5 or 6 years ago now. I'll link that in the newsletter. So as a reminder to you folks, because the lookbooks are amazing. Oh, and I'm sorry, Terry, it is not a freshwater. I should have changed it. I didn't change the subtitle because I guess I was putting it up late, but you'll see it's all semi-fresh right here. So sorry about that. That's what happens sometimes when I work late into the night. Something goes wrong. All of the lookbooks are there under lookbook collection. Thank you, JP, for linking that. They're so great, made by our design team, made by you, the customers. Thank you, JP, for fixing that. I appreciate it. So it's a lot of fun. Those lookbooks are so great. But yes, and I'll do some more. You never know when I'm going to drop a mix. Next Wednesday, keep an eye out for it. On Wednesday morning, we've got a special mix that's going to be dropping for the headbands and combs. So sorry about that. I'm sorry, Linda. Boo. I'm sorry. Yeah, you got to be fast on those. I hate it when that happens. But you'll just save it for next time. I'm sorry. I hate that. I hate it. I wish I had unlimited beads and unlimited mixes for you. So apologies about that. We'll put a little something in your order. Linda. Remember that. Miranda. Linda Zanzer. A little something. A little gift. We'll put something in there for you because I feel bad. Okay. So that's what's going on. Let's go ahead. Let me show you, though, this technique. Use beads from your stash. This is a great stash stash buster, I guess is what I want to call it. It'll be fun. So let me get this going up. Okay. Let me move this over a little bit here. Let me get my glasses back on. Yeah, Linda says she's richer now. Oh, boo. Boo. Well, I'm sorry. That's a bummer. Well, we'll put something in there for you. I hate it. I hate it when that happens. Let me zoom in. Okay, there we go. Here's the comb that my mom made me. Linda was only kidding. Well, it's too late. Too late. Want something for Linda, something for Karen K, something for Terry. Well, and Miranda periodically puts little things in, so you never know. You never know what you're going to get. It's a surprise. Here's the comb that my mom made. It's going to be a lot of fun for next week. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun times with Janice. And yeah, Terry, sometimes I do that. I should have probably listed it after the show. But sometimes I list them early. I don't know. I know. I hate that I don't have enough, but I will have lots of mixes. So keep your eyes peeled for Wednesday, because Wednesday you won't want to miss that one. Okay. So I'm giving you fair warning. Fair warning. Fair warning. Okay. Let me show you this one. There we go. And let me show you this one. Joy, let me know. I know, right? Joy, let me know if you were testing your Zoom meeting. Oh, this was a meeting that you had, not ours. Because Zoom makes you download the new Zoom if your Zoom is at all old, right? And sometimes you do have to, I've been caught that way, right? Not being able to, having to re-download the Zoom, then logging back in, and then my link not working. So make sure, my friends, if you are in the class, to download that Zoom. Okay. And check it.
Too.
What's that?
On your computer too. Like that happened to me on the Mac.
Oh, do
I
it.
had an appointment and I was like, crap, and I had to
Right.
update it.
Right. And watching it on the computer is a good way to do it, because you'll be able to see it a little bit bigger. But you will be able to watch it and rewatch it. Okay. So yeah. So just fair warning. Oh yeah, so many of these old buttons. I know. Janice and I were reminiscing about the handout earlier today, the handout for the combs, right? The combs handout, when you download it, it says the difference is that we use sterling wire. It was back in the day when we didn't even carry base metal wire. And Janice and I were laughing about it, how times have changed. Well, same with these buttons. The Spirits button, this one is no more. We can't get this one. Some of these check glass ones, we just can't get anymore. What happened with a lot of the metal buttons is the company that was making them, they just retired, and the molds, the button molds and everything, it's no more. No one bought them. So when they were out, they were out. So they were available for a little while, but I think we bought the last of these a while back. So we're always looking for new button vendors and stuff, but grab them. I guess the lesson is grab it when you see it, especially now, right? Because things are getting fewer on the ground. But we're always looking for you. We're always looking out for you. Okay. Janice, thank you for linking that combs and tiara handout. You can print it out and get ready for next week as well. So let's talk about these closures. Let me get to the task at hand. These closures are really fun to make, really fun to work with. I love how the UltraSuede really makes a nice finished piece, right? Nice finished closure on this. It has kind of an artisan feel. This is one I did a billion years ago when we still had this this braided leather. This is a fun one. And you can see I edged this one here. And I'm going to talk you through how we did both of these. These are what we call the traveler bracelet. But I'll show you. Let me grab a piece of paper because I want to draw a couple of things out for you. And then I'll get to demoing. Okay, so the way that you do these, you can do them a couple of ways. Okay, this bracelet here, right here, this one is folded over this way. Okay, and this bracelet here, your cords are stitched through this way. Okay, so depending on what you're doing or how you want to do it, right? Let me get a pen. Here we go. If I'm doing the folded over this way and I have got my long piece, my piece of UltraSuede, and maybe, I don't know, whatever this is, 1 inch, maybe by 1 inch by 2 inches, maybe, or whatever, however you wanted it. Okay. This is going to fold over this way. What you do is you have the ends, if this is your center right here. Okay. What you do there is you lay your strands down after you've beaded everything. You lay your strands inside, and these are kind of tapered off like this, and then you've got bigger beads, and then bigger beads or whatever, right? But your threads are going down this way. Okay. You glue like this on the inside, those ends of those strands, and I would use E6000 to glue. Okay. If we were doing it the other way and you wanted this folded on the inside, what you do is, here's your piece of UltraSuede. Here's your center. And we stitch, here's the end of your thread. It's going through the back, down and underneath. And then your beads come, there's a thread, and then there's your needle. Okay, like that. All right, so that when this folds up. Okay, and you stitch through. This is your stitching line right here. And you stitch your strands through the center, fold it up, and then glue. You can glue it just flat, or you can glue, like, see, for this closure, you can glue a little cord inside there, like that, tie a knot. That right? So that's whatever cord that is that you're using. And then that folds over everything. Right? Fold it over. So it just depends on how you want to do it. Then your button side, what you do is you just stitch your button onto this. So this is the Tricks to Looming way. Okay. And this is the Traveler Bracelet way. Okay. That's what those two are. I love the way that these look. We need to see if we can get these back in, JP, these old, the clay, ancient clay. Look at how pretty they are. Yeah, I don't know even if we can get those, but they're so good. I just love them. If you have some in your stash, go ahead and use them. They're so much fun to work with. These all have kind of smaller beads to them, but you can do larger beads, etc. Right? And let's see. Do you stitch the button? No, I fold over. I mean, you could. So it's a good question, Clarissa. You could. I think what I did was I folded it over, I glued, and then I stitched the button on, I think is what I did. But you could stitch the button on first, but I really like to get these ends on first, and then I like to size it to see where I need to be. So that's what I do. Okay. These ancient clay, these are African, I think, is what these are. I believe that's what these are. They're so good. I love them. We'll check. We'll see. Something else to put on your list, JP, right? These must be a little metal. I don't know what those are. I think they're a little metal bead. These here. This is a fun bracelet. I haven't looked at this one in a while. So, fun times. Okay, African. Yeah, from Mali. Yes. Sorry, I was reading Bali. Sorry about that. Yes. Okay. Let me slide on back. And let's get this prepped. Or get ready for it. I have my little mat here. You could do this with, and I'm still using this piece that I've been working on. I'm going to cut a strip over here. You can cut this with your scissors, but I'm going to cut this so I have a nice straight length. I'm going to cut two inches. Maybe about there. I'm just going to use my rotary cutter to come in. My rotary cutter and my cut this like this. Now, what you could also do with this, I'll cut from this side with this strip. The OmniGrid mat, I don't think it's self-healing. Though, see, I don't know, maybe semi-self-healing. See that? There's a little bit, but when I just did that one, it didn't really go into it. So it's slightly self-healing, I think. Then I'm going to come in. I'm going to turn this. I'm going to cut a strip. This is a great way to get, there we go. That's better. To get a strip cut, I'm going to cut a 1/8. I should have a longer ruler, but it's all right. I'm going to cut a 1/8 strip. Look at that nice UltraSuede strip right there. Right? And then I'm going to cut a 1/4. because I think we could also use this for the closure. I'm going to see. We'll see what it looks like. Okay, there are my strips. And let me cut, I'll do this at 2 inches right here. 1 strip for that side and 1 strip for this side, for the second side. If you have a link to our Amazon store, we have all of these guys in the Amazon storefront. Let me also take this down. I'm going to make it a little skinnier. This is 2 inches. This one that has this craftsy thing in the middle, it's not very good for doing the center ones. Let me see. Do I have? Nope, both of mine here are like that. Well, it's all right. Let me line it up right here. I'm going to line it up here with this. I'll use the markings on my. I'm going to cut it down just a bit, about 1/4 of an inch, I think. There we go. So it's not so super wide. Sorry, I know I'm a little low in the shot. Let me put that up a little bit. I think that's a better side. Straighter. Line it up with the 1/4. So I'm using this line right there to make sure everything is straight. Looks straight enough. There we go. Okay. So those are my little ends. All right. Here is my bag of mix. I'm going to dump out these buttons. I'm going to need a button. I'll put that one. Let me put these. Get some more little trays. Leslie says, my rotary cutter does not cut all the fabric at first go, even with a new blade. So, Leslie, that is a common issue for people. Let me show you. What I do when I rotary cut. Make sure you are correct. Make sure that you've got a new blade. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to push down on my ruler right here. Now, watch what I do. I need to move this up. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. What I do here is, see how I start all the way, let me get this on the line, all the way back here. Okay. And as I roll forward, I'm pushing. You can also push, let me lock this open permanently for now. What I can also do is, see here with my index finger, I push down right here with my index finger so I can feel that this blade is making contact with my mat. Okay. Now I'm pushing down with that index finger and rolling. And that's where I get that really clean cut. Okay. If you're just holding it like this and cutting, right? I'll cut this one down to a 1/2 inch. If I start right up close to it like this, your blade may not engage right here at the very beginning, so it won't cut all the way. And if you are, if you stop a little short or you don't like roll your blade all the way off, right, then it may not cut all the way through also. Okay, so here, I'm here, pushing down, rolling it, and then rolling it after it gets off this piece of fabric. Okay, does that make sense? That should help. Give that a go. Give that a try. I hope that answers your question. Okay, so what happened to my thread? Oh, my mom also said, and that is also very, very true. We always stand up. It helps to stand up when cutting. That helps a lot. And if you're skipping, Angela, in the middle, try this finger trick like this. This pushing down with your index finger will help you continue to keep that blade on your fabric. But do make sure, it's really easy to nick your blade, even if it's a new one. So double check and make sure that your blade isn't nicked, because if it's nicked, it will jump. Right? Right. So practice makes perfect. Right? Keep practicing, keep practicing. And it may also be the kind of cutter you're using, right? Leslie, I thought I got your question. Go ahead and answer it again. I must have missed it. Okay. So, all right. Let me get my thread. Where did I put it? I had some fine Ceylon.
Not again.
Well, it was here. I'll just get another.
What color?
I don't know. It was. I'll just get this one. This is fine. I don't know what happened to it. It may have fallen.
Oh, when we moved the desk.
Maybe. No, I literally just put it somewhere. Literally. Just had it. Let me get some needles. I'm going to do this doubled over, I think, for fun. Yeah, I think I answered that question, Janice, about the rolling it up, right? You start, that whole section was that. So try standing. Oh, to the left under the ruler? No, it's not there. It's okay. I'll just use this gray. It's not a big deal. Okay, so hopefully this will be the right size. I don't know. Let me dump out some beads. This is fine, I think, if I can find the end like this. Oh, thanks, Ma. This is a good one. It's on the left under the felt. No, I still can't find it. Well, it's all right. That's a good tip, Ma. I'm going to cut 10. maybe 20 inches, 22 inches or something. I think the cutter that I have is the Olfa. This is an old one. This is my old one that belonged to my friend Bonnie Colbert. That is an older one. But the Fiskars work too. I think both of those are great brands. I'm not sure what we have in the Amazon store, to be honest. And yeah, for the rotary cutter, you definitely need that mat. I use this here. So that works out. That is a good tip though, Jackie. If your mat is on something that has a little bit of give under it, that may also help your cutter to push down a little bit more rather than it being on a flat surface like this, or a harder surface like this. When I'm cutting, I'm usually cutting on my cutting table that has a little bit of padding on it. So that may be it too. I didn't really think about that. Whoops, I need to plug in my computer. Who didn't plug in their computer, Miranda? Me. Good thing my computer warns me. Okay, so here's my needles. I've got some needles here. But practice, 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 right? Practice cutting some things up into strips, right? Let me just dump some out here. And I'm just going to go ahead and string up some random beads. I'm not even really going to worry about. Your bead mixes are going to have a big variety of strands. I actually said I wanted this doubled, but single will be okay. Maybe I'll do the next one doubled. I don't know. These beads aren't super heavy. Now we need to think about the length, okay, of what you're doing. This, when it's folded over, is going to be 1 inch. This is going to be 1 inch, so that's already 2 inches. My bracelet, I like a little over 7, maybe 7 1/4. So I need to string about 5 inches of beads here. So I've got about 1.5 inches left to go. And I'm just going to string a few strands here. So your bags will have some little spacers and stuff, some big beads, some small beads. It's a bin that I've been tossing beads in that I just love the look of. Okay. So I want this to be, I'm going to make this about 5 inches. Maybe 5 1/4. Okay, so there's this. That looks about right. Okay. So let me, oh, I don't want this to come undone. So there's one. I'll do another one here. I think I want to get about 3 strands total. I start by tapering with a smaller bead, right? Because that's what's going to be close to the edge of the bracelet, right? There are also some glass beads in here. Just little things, little strands that I had started to put aside. That's how I do it when I do mixes like this. I get a bin and I start putting stuff in there. And once the bin starts to look kind of interesting, that's usually when I say, okay, I'm ready. Let's mix it. Speaking of mixes, Miranda and I did the November mix. I think I told you that on Wednesday. It's going to be a good one. It definitely has fall vibes, right? Definitely. And yeah, you can switch the direction of your cutter from right-handed to left-handed. Usually you can. You just reverse everything. That's what you do there. Okay. So here's this. Oh, thanks, Sherry, for your kind words. I'm trying to stay healthy. Walk. I did my walk this morning. You gotta walk, everybody. Take those walks. Clears your mind. It's good for you. Right? So you can see here, this is close. I will make this one. See, I need just a small little bead to make it even. How about this one right here? And then I'll do my third one. And then we should be good. Okay, so there's that. There's my needle. Let me cut one more piece of thread. Like this. And yeah, you can see this one like this, how this rotary cutter is, right? See how it's the same on both sides. You just have to take it apart and reverse the mechanism so the blade goes from this side to this side. Really easy, right? My mom wants to talk about Halloween at my house. I don't know. We just do Halloween. Maybe my mom, maybe my parents will come. But we're getting it all decorated. Slowly but surely. There was kind of some rain going on at the beginning of the month, so we haven't decorated as much yet, but today is more decorating, right? It's going to be fun. We've got our candy. I've got my little prizes. I like to give out little light up prizes and stuff, so we'll see. Our neighborhood gets a lot of trick-or-treaters. It's a lot of fun. So there we go. See how I can start to line everything up like this? And yeah, do be careful about your blade. Notice with this rotary cutter, this is the one that retracts, and when you want it to stay, you push that little red button like that. Okay? So always, before this rotary cutter goes down on the table, you close it, right? Every quilter I know has a story about how they've cut themselves, including me, right? So be very careful. There we go. See, now I'm starting to get picky. It's because I'm looking at this. I need not to look at it. I need to just string it. Don't get too picky. But see how I am tapering down here. So I do need like another small one right there. That's how I want to do that. Then I also don't want these to come apart. So I want to make sure that I've closed them up. That looks like it's even about there. Okay. So now let me get rid of all of these other stones, right? You've got plenty of stones in this bag. Just to let you folks know, in this bag, there are a few of the little shadows and the little brass beads. I wanted to let you folks know we are trying to get all of our brass back in that we get from India. As you know, if you're watching me live on October 24th, India tariffs are super high right now. So our trusted importer partner, he's such a great guy, he is having trouble getting them in. So Janice and I are working on getting our beloved shadows back in. So if we're out on one that you want, please put yourself on the notification list, okay? So that you get the notification when they come back in, because they'll go right back out. And the price is probably going to rise up. So apologies for that. It's disheartening, but we're doing the best that we can. Okay, so make sure that you're on the list for when we get them back in. Okay. What I'm doing here at the ends so that these beads don't come off and they're nice and tight is that I am tying knots at the ends. Okay, so that they won't fall off when I'm gluing. Okay. But I promise you, we're going to keep doing our best to get everything in. It's just the online world or the retail world, the selling world, it's different now. Oh, and no more Ultimate Design Board. Right, Janice? I know. We'll keep trying, but no more Ultimate Design Board, at least for the foreseeable future. We were trying to make a we were trying to make an order, a big order direct, but no way, no shipping. So maybe we'll see. Linda, the knotting that I'm doing now, let me show you. I'm just kind of doing it, but it's the way that I do this with my with the Gouda Broad, with the Griffin Silk. Okay, because this is just a single. I come in, I make that loop. I'm going to go through once and I'm going to go through twice like a surgeon's knot, right? Put your awl inside to tighten it down, or I'm just tightening it down with my fingers like this, right? Like this. Just like so. Let me answer that question. Clarissa, you're very observant. I did. I put some, and I guess my hands just naturally do this, but see how when I'm stringing this, I had smaller beads down here. Then I went to some larger beads, but see how the larger beads are kind of spaced so that this kind of comes together and doesn't, push the other beads out of displace, I guess is what I want to say, the other beads. See how this one right here, that bead and that bead are kind of sitting next to each other, kind of hitting. So what I'll do here is I'm going to turn it around. Let's see if that's any better. I actually don't think it is. It's too heavy over here. So I'm going to put this back, this away. Maybe I'll move this center one. No, it's not better. I'll just do it like this. It's really fine. This is kind of minuscule. The way I really want this to sit is like this, but it doesn't, right? So it doesn't. It makes no bit of difference, really. But you can see how that's done there. Okay. So now I'm going to measure on the inside of this where my center is from this. So let me mark it. I'll get my ruler. I love this little ruler. It was from our Craftsy Instructor Summit. Gosh, almost 10 years ago. Gosh, it was so much fun. They flew us all out to Colorado. Those days are also gone. But that was fun. I was there with Candy Cooper and Lisa Kelly and Brenda Schwader, all of my Craftsy instructor friends. We learned a lot. I live streamed from there. I think it's on my personal Kate Richburg YouTube. It was really fun. Gosh, seems like a lifetime ago. So I put that down. And I'm just going to draw down with the pencil. A pen wouldn't bleed through, but I'm going to use the pencil anyway. Okay. So now I'm going to come in and I am going to lay this down. And I'm going to cut. I don't want this to go all the way to the top there. So I'm going to cut it off about right there. And I'll cut all of these at about that same length. Again, I could have done these double, but I didn't. If I did it again, would I? I would probably try to do them double, but it's, again, not the end of the world with this. But do know, I mean, this is gluing that we're doing here, right? So the gluing is permanent. So if you need to restring these, though you could, I guess, if a thread breaks, you could take it off. You could needle, right? Stitch inside the closed UltraSuede, put a new needle through, restring it, and then put it through the other way. But this is going to be pretty sturdy. I think it'll be pretty good for a while. You know, nothing is permanent, right? That's what I keep telling myself every day. So where nothing is permanent, especially where I put my E6000. There it is. Okay. You could also, as I just grabbed that E6000, remember how we glued these down for our bracelets? Wouldn't that look good on the end? This is one that I diamond glazed. So see how stiff this one was from Wednesday? But this one, I didn't diamond glaze. And it's a little more malleable. Where did it go? Oh, it's because I glued it. But this one, right? So I did all that gluing with the E6000. You could do that over the top and keep it malleable without diamond glazing over the top, right? Wouldn't that look great? I mean, come on. Get out of town. That would look amazing, I think. I totally want to try it, but not with this one. Okay, let me see if I can just get through this demo, right? Oh, you know what? I drew on this outside. The inside on this one is what has those markings. So I need to flip it over. I don't think you'll see that mark. So let me remark it on the inside. Let me make sure that one's okay, which it is. There we go. So now I'm going to come in. I'm just going to add, I'm going to make sure I put that in the right spot. Did I? Yeah. I'm going to add some E6000 here. Put that lid back on, and I am going to slide this E6000 around. Okay, so it comes all the way to the edge. We want it to really seal up. Get that. Right to the edge. And it's thin. I don't want a whole bunch of E6000 gushing out. Okay, so see what I have there? Now, hopefully these are still in the right order. And one of these came off. This one. This hole. Yep, this bead hole was a little big. So I'm going to put it back on. I'm going to slide this on, and I'm going to try and put them on evenly. You could also mark this. I'm going to use my little spatula to kind of push that one down, slide this one in. This is giving me a little more room than I wanted. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to move these over. I'm going to slide this over. I'm going to put that one there. And I'm going to cut a little bit of that edge off after I glue it. Okay? Yeah, you could place the one in the middle first and then the two on the sides. That's probably a good way to do it. So I want that little bit of an edge. Now I'm going to fold this over. That E6000 is starting to get kind of tacky. And I'm going to press it down. That one's down a little too far. Really get it up there, because these beads are kind of heavy. So I really want to make sure. You can even set the knot right on that edge. There we go. Now, I'm going to add just a little bit more. A little bit more E6000. Just a little bit. Let me turn this around. That's the beauty of working on these. I need to turn this around so I can see. I'm going to push some glue down there. You stay down there, bead. There we go. And fold. Okay. Now, once this is dry, Your threads are not going to pull out. They're not. This one is down a little bit low. I want to open it. I want to pull it up. There we go. I'm not going to be swinging this around until this is dry. Okay, until this is set. So I will leave it for 24 hours. Okay. Now I'm going to come around and let's do this other one. Though I do want to, yeah, I could have a bag underneath, but this is my kind of crafty mat, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to come in. I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to slice off that edge, she says confidently. There we go. Look at that. I'm going to do the same. I want to take just a hair off of this side. Just like just a touch. I could also trim it with scissors, right? But I'm going to get in there. There we go. Look at that. Look at how clean that looks. Gorge. Gorgeous. I love it. Let me just line this up. And I'll trim this one to the correct length. That looks fairly straight. That looks about right. There we go. Okay. Bam. All right. Yeah, the Bon Jovi bracelet living on the edge. See, I actually did cut that just a touch crooked. See how it's a little, it goes off the edge right there. So I'm going to neaten it up. I probably hit something or I wasn't paying that much attention. One eye on the comments, one eye on my project. Let me just trim that out. Though it really wouldn't be noticed. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. All right. So now, see, this is starting to set up already. Now I'm going to get this side. It's looking good. I need to cut off, I don't know, about that much. Okay. And yeah, Janice, exactly. Just, if you don't have a rotary cutter, use scissors. I'm honestly just showing off. I am showing off my rotary cutting skills, right? As Gran would say, honey, you're being full of yourself. Well, I am, for sure. Just cut it with scissors. Who cares? No one's going to notice. It'll have a little bit of wonky charm, right? Doesn't have to be perfect. Just you do you and enjoy it. Most of all, as long as you enjoy it, right? That's all. That's all you have to do. So I'm going to come in. Let's go ahead and put the E6000 on this side. Okay. Margaret, I remember those literal cut and paste days, right? When we'd make theater programs, when we do the yearbook, right? I remember all of those paste ups. That was so fun. Pre-computer mock-ups, right? You had to definitely have patience for all of that mock-up gluing. And what were the letters? Letraset, right? Am I remembering correctly? Letraset letters that you would rub off. I think it was Letraset, as I remember. Get right to the edge. Right to the edge. And can you see like this? There's a good amount on there and how it goes all the way to the edge. Yes, layout for a small town newspaper. Oh, I'm so ready. Take me back. That paste up. Used to do that. Our high school newspaper was called the Free Press. I remember doing that paste up for the Free Press. So fun. So let's get this one in there. We got to be a little more, aware of what we're doing here. So I'm going to make that kind of, it doesn't have to be super straight, but I want it to be in from the edge. Oops. Try not to drop your little trowel. There we go. Push that down so it's nice and tight. Now let's bring this one across. Again, you could set that center one first. And then we'll do that third one. Okay, now I'm going to put some more E6000 on there. Gestetner machine. Oh my God, I forgot all about the Gestetner machine. Oh, those were the days, the printing days. These are the days now too, though. We're having fun. We wouldn't all be here together.
We're just crying while we do it.
Yeah, it's true. We wouldn't all be here together worldwide. So, got to look on the bright side. There's all my glue. Right? Pamela, this is a fantastic idea. This would actually make a great hat band. She looms a lot of bracelets and hate weaving on the ends. Yes, that is exactly what we did here. This one was done with the loom, and then this is closed over. So the loom stuff, the loom bit is here. And Janice, that's exactly right. You want to leave a little bit of air so that everything goes around, especially with the bracelet, so it has room, so it's not too stiff. Same with this one, right? I built in a little bit of space, a little bit of air here, right? Okay. So now I'm going to fold this over just like that. And flatten it down. Get the bottom of my toothpick bin to help me push it down. Okay, so this side is already setting up right here. Okay. I don't want to pick it up and wave it around too much because, again, I want this to sit. But let me show you here. Let me zoom out. So this one, it was a great question. So this is the one, remember we did that monthly mix a billion years ago that where we did the tube and the tube was like a tequila sunrise, right? Where it was all layered like this. So remember Jen did those and she poured every single one, the sherbet mix. That's right, Michelle. What this is here on the loom was when I warped the loom. This is 1 millimeter cord. This happens to be 1 millimeter. What do I want to say? 1 millimeter surfer cord is what this is. But you could do this with a 0.5 mil, whatever. But the last wind of the warp is with a heavier cord. Then you wind the rest with the lighter warp. And I think I used KO. I can see that that's KO in here, right? So that gives it a nice edge like this. Okay. Then underneath here, and you'll see it in the Tricks to Looming, I've actually woven all of these strands here are kind of woven together so it makes a little piece of fabric on the ends. Okay, you'll see it on the Tricks to Looming is here, or you can watch this broadcast. But that's how that's done. Anna, thanks for asking. The Amazon link, I'll put it here, but if you go right to our storefront and you click on at the very top where it says social media, you'll see a pull down and it'll say Amazon shop recommendations. Also, if you go to the homepage and you scroll all the way, oh, I thought I had it. I will have to put it. I thought I had it on the bottom with like the newsletter archive and stuff like that. I'll add the Amazon store there. But if you're on social media, the menu, you pull it down. It says YouTube, Facebook, join our Facebook group, Instagram, and then it goes to Amazon shop recommendations. You click right on that and it brings us to our Amazon storefront, which is, I'll put it right there in the chat as well. It's right there. And I think Janice also got it. Okay. And we appreciate that. Those, full disclosure, those are affiliate links, and every little bit helps out our small business. So here's this. Now, once it's dry, I will decide how I'm going to close this up, right? This one has, I'll sew the button over here. This one, I'd either put a loop like this that I'd stitch on. Maybe I'd use 8/0 or what, or 11/0, I think is what this is, right? Oh, I love it. Thank you, Terry. Our Amazon list is fire. Thank you. I will agree. I put a lot of kind of random cool stuff on there. So I appreciate that. I really do. And thank you, because it really makes a difference. We have gotten some payouts from Amazon, and we appreciate you. We appreciate you. And if you start through that Amazon link and just keep adding stuff to your cart, even stuff that is not on our list, it does help with our affiliate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There are tabletop games. I put my favorite games up there. It is true. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So that's that. that's what we do. I think that this green one is on there. Let me see. Yeah, my favorite Hues and Clues, my favorite game. We'll play that at Christmas when everybody's here. It's so much fun. I was turned on to that game by Cynthia and Azalea from Green Girl, I think, is where I found that game. Let me see. This might be under Tricks to Looming. I'm going to double check. I think I did it on a broadcast. This was back in 2017. So I can hardly remember what I did last week. But let me see. Tricks to Looming. I'm going to click on it. It's there. It's called Sprinkles. Copy. Let me paste that down. It is there. Let me see if I can find the broadcast again. There we go. I'm going to put that there. There it is. Sprinkles, it's called. It was a fun one to do. This here on the end, those are little, I think they were 3mm melons, but you can use 3mm fire polish for this end, for this edge. Wendy, I agree. 2013, much clearer for me than last week. I'll be honest. With post-COVID and everything, post-2020, it all runs together for me, to be honest. And remember, do you remember how when it turned 2020 and everyone was like, it's the roaring 20s. The 20s are going to be so amazing. Yeah, I think we all jinxed ourselves. Just crazy. Here is that piece of UltraSuede. Maybe I could, if I were using the UltraSuede, this one's kind of thick. Maybe I'd use this one. And maybe I'd kind of do it like that. Again, I don't want to screw around with it too much, but it would come around. Obviously, this would come around on the outside. But you could kind of do it like that, stitch it on, and then cut the tails away like that. Or come in and stitch a loop of 11/aughts like that, right? This would also make a fantastic necklace, right? And I could use a piece of leather, Janice. 100% I could. I just wanted to cut this little strip with the UltraSuede to see how it would look. But you could connect this. Speaking of the Clio clasps, hold that thought. Like if this were a necklace. Okay, let me grab that Clio clasp with the 3 loops. You could, of course, Miranda has already put them away. Good job, Miranda. But let me show you how you could stitch. That's the Clio 3. Right? I could stitch that on, especially if it was a necklace. Stitch that right onto the UltraSuede. That would look gorgeous, right? I also saw something that caught my eye. Hang on. I know I need to stop getting distracted, but I saw these guys. And speaking of gluing things on UltraSuede, these pieces that Janice loves, these wraparound, what are they called? Surrounded, I think they're called. Look, I cut that piece of UltraSuede at 1/4 inch. What if I glued? What if I used it? Glued my beads on here, right? I'd have to put it in from this side and this side. But you could put your glued beads like this. Wouldn't that look cool? This would look cool just like this and tied. Make it a long lace and tie it around your wrist like this. Or glue that in. Look at how nice that looks just in there. More ideas with UltraSuede. Yeah, and this, Janice is saying for most of the endings like this, she would stitch the button on first. I might stitch it on after. I don't know, maybe come in from the side, bury my needle, or put, just use a thread that really matches and have the stitching show on the back. I wouldn't worry about it too much. But you can make like slits up top in here, like we did here for this one, so the cord comes out the top. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this, right? But doesn't that look kind of nice? Right? You could have those little tails sitting there. That would all work. So here we are, screenshot ready. Oh, and it's that time. All right. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Straighten it out if I can. There we go. So, my friends, that is that. I'm really liking this. I'm gonna let it sit though 24 hours. Again, really let this dry. If you're worried about this pulling out, and I think it's a valid worry, but I'm not worried about this. I'm going to finish it off and I'm going to wear it. But you could do this double, right? Underneath here with the doubled strand. In order for this to catch maybe a little bit more, if this were doubled like this, you could come in and tie your cords together. So you've got some knots underneath here. So it kind of catches in the knots a little bit. You could also, if you were worried about this pulling out, open this way. You could do like I did here, fold this UltraSuede up the other way, stitch your thread through with a needle, tie a knot at the end, and then string them out this way. Okay, does that make sense? So you can play around with it, but I'm feeling this is really well glued. I don't think it's going anywhere. Okay. So UltraSuede is still our item of the week. This week it's 10% off. You can stack it with our October 10 coupon. So you save 20% on it. There's lots of fun beads, things you can play around with here. Fun buttons. I think that these are curved buttons are really a great one for this style. Those of you who are in my class, I think that this UltraSuede is Italian, I think is what this is, Terry. It's a high quality. That's why we were having trouble getting it, because we couldn't get it. But the quality, it's really real nice. So tomorrow, if you're in my sewing machine class, Intro to Sewing, I'll see you then. I did put some more spots in there. So if you do want to join us, go in, sign up. And we would love it if you would give us those thumbs up. We would love that. Those hearts, those engagements, those comments, that sharing. Any engagement that you folks do with us helps us in those algorithms. And as you know, the name of the game is engagement with social media. So we really, really appreciate it when you do engage with us, because when you engage with us, it helps other people find us. And we really appreciate that. No, you can reach out anytime, info@beadshop.com, anywhere online on the socials at beadshop.com, all spelled out. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button on YouTube, and I will see you next week with Janice for our combs and headbands. Long awaited class. I love it so much. I like to wear it right here with my bandana. Have a fantastic weekend, all. I'll see you next week. Talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.